Hello everyone, I'm day weather meteorologist Don Day with your Public Lands Council weekly weather update for this June 11th, 2022. It's being brought to you by WSR Insurance Services Incorporated and Ag Risk Advisors. As we stare down this weekend into the next coming week, we're going to see a battle between summer heat and a springtime, or let's say a spring-like front coming into the Pacific Northwest and the Northern Rockies. First and foremost, what you're going to all notice is some weekend heat. This will be especially true in the Central and Southern Rockies, the desert Southwest, across the Southern Plains into Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, into Nebraska. It's going to get really, really hot. The hottest weather of the early summer season so far. 90s and 100s will be very commonplace, and we'll see this heat shift eastward into the other part of the United States, the eastern part of the U.S. and Southeast, by next week. However, there's a pretty strong cold front coming in out of the Pacific Northwest that's going to come in early next week. Then it's going to warm up again, but this cool front is going to actually make it snow again in the high mountains of Idaho, Montana, and northern Wyoming early next week. It's possible. And there will be a lot of areas some 30 degrees colder by early next week with this front. However, after that front goes by, we're going to warm up again. Subtropical moisture is something that's going to be increasing in the desert Southwest and the Southern Rockies late next week and the following week. Now, this is good news because we see some areas of the desert states and the Great Basin states and the Southern Rockies getting into some thunderstorm activity, rain-producing thunderstorms. We're talking Arizona, New Mexico, the deserts of California, Nevada, and parts of maybe the Four Corners region. Going to see some chances of rain with that increased subtropical moisture. This would be late next week and next weekend. Over the last 7 days, this is where the rain has fallen. One highlight, there's been some heavy rain this past week in this area right here. In fact, Lamar, Colorado got over 3 inches of rain over a 2-day period. And we continue to see rains across many areas of Montana. However, this one area by Great Falls and up towards Cut Bank continues to not see nearly as much. And the wet weather in the Pacific Northwest into far northern California right here continues. We also were able to pick up a little bit of rain in central and eastern New Mexico and West Texas here that really needed it. If you look at the precipitation anomalies, the green and blue show where the heaviest moisture relative to average has fallen over the last week. And boy, we've shown you a map like this over the last many weeks in a row, especially in this area right here. Now, if you look at the drought monitor, we continue to see some improvements in the northern areas. North Dakota is technically out of the drought now. They just have some abnormally dry areas along the Montana border there. Look at this one little white patch in central Wyoming. There's a small little area of central Wyoming that is actually out of the drought as well, technically speaking, according to the drought monitor. We have seen in this area right here some improvements. We'll show you that here in a minute. There's help on the way, we think, right here in the coming weeks, with that subtropical moisture coming up out of Mexico and into the southwestern United States. If you were to look at the last 12 weeks, so this goes to the middle of March, this area right here has been the area where the focus of the heavier precipitation has been and the biggest improvement in drought conditions. While drought conditions have gotten worse in the desert Southwest and the parts of those southern plains there. As we look ahead, this is how the weekend's going to unfold. We've got this big area of hot, high pressure that's going to be over the central and parts of the southwest United States. So it's going to be very hot. We have this next frontal system that's going to bring showers and thunderstorms to Washington and Oregon by Sunday morning. This same front is going to plunge southward, though, and will bring a big cool down into this area right here by Monday through Wednesday of next week. Temperatures will drop significantly. And you can see over the next 7 days, those same northern areas are going to benefit the most from showers and thunderstorms. But also, I wanted to show you this. You see this right here? This little arch of showers and thunderstorms? This is the beginnings of the monsoon season in the desert Southwest and Mexico. Higher humidity air is going to come into the region. So Colorado's western slope, the Four Corners area, Arizona here, parts of Utah, we see the shower and thunderstorm activity increasing. And this area right here, we think, is going to get into some showers and thunderstorms shortly after this period. And it's all going to be driven by high pressure building on in. Now, last week we teased you and we said that maybe we weren't going to show you any more snow slides. Well, we lied. because this next trough coming in early next week could make it snow all the way down into the higher peaks of northern Colorado. Look at the heavier snow here in the Canadian Rockies, Glacier National Park, those areas there. So despite the fact there's going to be record heat this weekend, there's going to be the opposite, this unseasonably cool weather hitting the Pacific Northwest and Northern and Central Rockies by early next week. Over the next 7 to 10 days, the heat that we're going to see relative to average is going to be confined moving into the Corn Belt, the southern plains, back to the southwest United States. But notice this blue now showing up in Mexico. This is that higher humidity air, so there's going to be more clouds. That'll cool us off a little bit, so we're cautiously optimistic. New Mexico, southwest Colorado, parts of Utah, this area right here has got some better chances of rain over the next 2 weeks. We'll keep our fingers and toes crossed. Our next update will be Saturday the 18th. Have a great week ahead, everybody.